Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa, ina mana, ina rio, ina kararingatanga maha. Nau mai, haere mai.
Kia ora ko Charlotte Denniston, tuku ingoa. I am current ANZAHPE President, and I'm here to welcome you as a first-timer to the 2026 ANZAHPE Conference, Noa Tutahi, Christchurch, in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I'm recording this from Wurrung country and pay my respects to the traditional owners and custodians of the lands, waterways and skies across which our members live and work, and to their elders past, present and future. ANZAHPE also acknowledges Māori as tangata whenua and te tiriti o Waitangi partners in Aotearoa, New Zealand. As first-timers, you are so warmly welcomed to the ANZAHPE Conference delegation. My first-timer experience was about 20 years ago now, as a third-year physiotherapy student in 2007. Now, a lot has changed in that time, but one thing that hasn't changed is the welcoming and nurturing environment of an ANZAHPE conference. So you are really in for a treat. And what an amazing location for your first ANZAHPE conference. We're so excited for this year. So firstly, to welcome you, the ANZAHPE team have put together a fabulous first-timers hints and tips page on the website. Really helpful advice for maximising both your professional development and your social activities whilst you're at the conference this year. I've got a few suggestions that kind of amplify some of those ideas, but also add something new. Got 2 things for you to think about before you get there, 2 things for when you arrive, and then 2 things for when you get home. So before you get there, as indicated in the top tips page, I really encourage you to have a look at the program. It's a big program, and this year we have the biggest number of abstract submissions yet, so therefore it's a whopper. There's really some wonderful things to attend, so I encourage you to either get out your highlighter, physical or virtual, and have a look at all the things that might interest you as a health professions educator and researcher. You'll notice too that there's different types of sessions. So on Monday there's pre-conference workshops, and then in the main conference programs you have keynote presentations, concurrent oral presentations and poster presentations, and also pearls, which are unique to the ANZAHPE conference. They're all a little bit different, and there's different ways of interacting with the audience and with the presenters, and also different things that you'll take from it. So have a look and choose which would most meet your what you would like to attend. The second thing I'd encourage you to do is set a goal, or as a first-timer shared with me last year, set up your own conference bingo card, or things that you really want to do or tick off when you're there. Maybe it's to post more on social media at the conference, and you could use the hashtag ANZAHPE 2026 to share about the work that you and your team are doing. Or maybe it's to talk to someone whose work that you've admired for a really long time, or maybe join a community of practice, like, for example, one of our ANZAHPE special interest groups. I really encourage you to make the most of the conference to broaden your professional horizons and also engage with new things and new people. If you feel like you need some help with these goals, there are lots of fantastic ANZAHPE people around to help, and they'd be more than happy to support you. For example, you'll notice people wearing red lanyards. So these people will be ANZAHPE staff or ANZAHPE board members, and you'll also notice people wearing either pink or purple lanyards, and these will be ANZAHPE fellows or associate fellows. So feel free to reach out to any of these people and say, hey, I'm a first-timer, I really wanted to connect with this person about their work. Do you know them? Can you link me? Or do you know anyone who's interested in this particular area? I know that they would be very happy to support you. And now some advice and some things to do when you get there. Firstly, I recommend getting social. So talk to people, like all those people related to the goals that you want to achieve, or finding someone with a coloured lanyard to speak to about ANZAHPE and different things that they do in the field of health professions education. But there's also a number of social events that are related to the conference. On Monday, there's the welcome ceremony or welcome reception, but at 5 p.m. there is a special meet and greet for first-timers just like you. I'll be there, the ANZAHPE staff will be there, and it's a wonderful way to introduce you to the ANZAHPE conference. On Tuesday night, it's a night off the formal calendar of social events, but there's wonderful advice on the tips, hints and tips page from the local organising committee And then on Wednesday, it's the conference dinner. And not all conferences have such a great dinner, but you know what? We do. There's always plenty of fun and dancing to be had at the ANZAHPE conference dinner. There'll be awards presented, and please make sure you mark that one in your calendar. So whilst you're also being social at the conference, I would probably also recommend some downtime. All that socialising might make you need some space. I know that sometimes happens to me. And I wanted to give you a heads up about two Australian Medical Council sponsored quiet spaces that will be available at the conference. One for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and Māori colleagues, and there's also a low sensory room for those people who just need to be away from the stimulation of the conference. Please look in the conference handbook for some information about these, or you can ask the ANZAHPE staff. And the local organising committee have also developed a wellbeing program to run in parallel with the conference. Lots of things. So check out the website to find out more information about opportunities to just have a little bit of downtime whilst you're at the conference too. Now, finally, some tips for when you get home. I would really recommend, if you can, to block the diary. So after the conference, it's really wonderful to have a chance to pause and reflect about all the things that you've learned, whether that be on the plane, on the way home, or whether it be the next week. Really have an opportunity to think about how are you going to take your learnings into practice, and when are you going to reach out to those new connections that you have made. My last tip for you for when you get home is to plan for 2027. Regardless if you came for a half day or a full day, or you're coming just to present, or maybe you're just watching for the first time this year in 2026, I really hope that you have a fantastic time and that you're full to the brim with lots of ideas that you're ready to share with us come 2027. So really that's it from me. Check out the program, set a goal, get social, have some downtime, block some time for reflection once you get home, and get ready for your next 20 years of ANZAHPE conferences. See you there.